summer, I had the opportunity to spend my time teaching HIV and AIDS awareness to rural villages in India. While here, I was expecting something closer to Bollywood-esque scenes and flash mobs. But rather than these postcard-worthy scenes, I became very accustomed, I realized, to sleeping on mud-packed huts, cooking on open fire pits, sitting cross-legged on floors, dancing with children, and exchanging broken stories with community members. One particular village, a little village of snake hunters, resonates with me quite greatly to this day. Now, to preface, at the time before arriving, I did not know that this was going to be a village of snake hunters. But when I met them, I came to realize that they have been around for centuries and were quite skilled at catching, extracting, and selling the venom of cobras in the nearby area. Now, to me, this seemed absolutely, ridiculously, unfathomably absurd in every possible way. But that first day I arrived, I quite eagerly ventured into the knee-deep, stagnant, murky water that the sugarcane resided in. After watching the young boys next to me chop away stalk after stalk of the sugarcane, I began to try it, but to no avail. After gaining some competence, I began to be very engrossed in the process of sugarcane. When I notice in the distance up ahead in the sugarcane fields, I see two men hollering at each other. But at the distance that I'm at, couldn't hear what they were saying. And so again, I begin my futile efforts at that sugarcane. And then in the next moment, a single word stood out to me quite clearly amongst all the other words: Nog. And for those who don't know, Nog in Hindi means snake. And so the next few moments then proceeded like any Quentin Tarantino film in tunnel vision through slow motion, as I see the head of the cobra peeking out of the water in that murky, very stagnant water that my legs reside. And then, with that said, those men that were in front of me are now whizzing past me with me waddling behind them to safe distance. After what felt like running an Ironman, we make it back to a safe distance out of the water. And then, before I could even catch my breath, I see those same men next to me, PVC pipe in hand, headed straight back into that water, straight for the cobra. Now, I could not believe my eyes as I see these men manage to wrestle and coax this 10-foot-long cobra into the PVC pipe, extract the venom, and let him go. Now, booming with this kind of confidence, I see one of the men in the distance turn around, crane his neck, smile at me, and give me this little head nod like, yeah, it was that easy. With that said, after working up quite the appetite, we head back to the little village to have some dinner. Sitting around that fireplace, reenacting the morning debacle, I come to realize that despite living halfway across the world from each other with the different languages, cultures, and lifestyles, we were actually more alike than different. And what that little village taught me is that life can be absolutely meaningful, genuine, and fulfilling without all the unnecessary frills. What I came to find in that little village was that I am using, and I was really using and expanding the creative process of resourcefulness and problem solving. And so, in a world where we're often very comfortable being spoon-fed answers, I challenge you to reflect on whether you truly are using your full creativity and resourcefulness. Because yes, I could give you a PVC pipe, I could even give you a cobra, and even let you Google how to de-venom a snake. But that fear is often paralyzing. And so what this village taught me was to have a conversation with that fear, to engage with it when trying new things. Inevitably say to it, yeah, we're going to de-venom a snake, and no, we're not going to get hurt. To converse and move on. What they also taught me was that resources like a PVC pipe can be multi-purposed. And yes, this leads to frustrations, iterations, obstacles, and moments of, I have no idea what I'm doing. But that's part of that creative process. And inevitably, after my stay with that little village of snake hunters that lived on less than $2 a day, I came to find that a simple PVC pipe in the hands of a resourceful community can be revered as a lucrative, life-giving, and precious find. Thank you.